Right guys, I've been doing quite a bit of kit building lately. These are the Metcalfe retaining walls. You've seen a few of them earlier. I've made a few more now. And I'd just like to give some tips that I've actually done on mine. It may help you out, it may not. Right, this wall here. That wall there, I've actually sealed now. You could use a gloss varnish, matte varnish, whatever you use. It wants to be finished in a matte varnish. One useful tip, don't coat these up. Very, very thin layers. Let the layers dry. Don't just do the fronts. You need to do the bottoms. You need to do the back. What I found is, I've seen so many car buildings, they put it on the layout, they've done the scenery's all wet, and it soaks up into the card. And it comes up into the card, and it leaves a stain. So you need to make sure that you seal all the bottoms, every corner, all the back, all the way around. So that's one useful tip. Another useful tip you need to do, before you seal it, you might have to alter some of these buildings. As you see, it goes in a bit there. What I've done here, on this one, as you can see, I've cut an angle. And I'll show you the reason why. You put a standard wall in that gap there. Look how big that gap is. That just looks ridiculous, that gap. You chamfer the edge slightly. There you go. Look how much closer that is. So that's something else I've actually done. I've chamfered the edges slightly when the corners are going in on themselves. It just gets a closer finish. It'll look nicer when it's done. If there's any slight gaps, not to worry, I'm going to sort them out. I've got another plan for them as well. The other tip is, I've used very thin down water paint, but you could use pencils, pencil crayons, felt tips I've seen used as well. But on these edges here, if I can try and point them out, just here, there you go, just there, those look white. I'll show you that on the bridge. We'll bring the bridge over. In fact, I can show you. There we go. That's one of the balusters from the bridge. Look at the white corners. This kit here would have had white corners. So all I've done, a very, very thin down paint I've used. You can use watercolours, that's what Metcalfe advertise. Colour in the edges makes it look a lot better than a big glaring white edge. Now while you're painting on the actual tops, another trick, that's your wall. These go on the outside like that. Let's put it the right way around, it helps. So there you go. That's part of the walling at the top. Now then, inside you need to colour the edges as well. If you don't colour the edges, try and show you on this one. It's not probably going to show you, but that's got white edges as well. There's that one being painted. Not sure if it's showing up on the camera properly, but there you go, that's another thing to do. Now then, I make all these walls in bits. I've painted the tops, painted the bottoms. Basically, you get a card like that. It just comes grey, looks horrible. So I made a start. I'm going to paint it on the card. Then when I've done it, built my walls up, I'll touch the edges in, just like I have done on the other viaduct buildings. So at the minute I've got a lot to do. I've got to glue all these in place. I've got to, what else have I done? Oh yes, just here I made, it's about a 3mm height MDF. I just felt it needed a bit of height on the walling. I'll show you what I mean. Here's the walling that I made up. Put that in. That looks about the right height there. Now then, if I bring this down to originally it was, that would have meant it would have been that high. I just feel those few millimetres make a big difference for what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I've cut a piece of MDF to fit, cut all that grey at the top, and I'm just going to get some of this stone grey walling, use a brick paper, brick the edges. So I'll take you over to this little bit here. Excuse me again. Right then, so at the minute I made a tunnel, I made a retaining wall, so that's not too bad, that'll fit in there. When I've had a long section, what I've done is I've put some card on the back, just like that. Keeps it all together, keeps it all flat. Now obviously you can't do that on all the bits, but when it's a straight wall you need to have it straight, so that's one thing. Here's an example of modification. I needed a bit of a wall at the end. All I've done, as I've built it, I've cut it down, made it just the same way, simple mod, but it finishes the edge off, and when that's all glued in, that'll look quite nice on the edge. It'll complete the scene. So we'll go over to the other end now. Right, we're over at the other end now. This is what I think my plan's going to be. As you can see, I've got the tunnel there. Wall's going to go around. I'm going to put a single bridge in there. And as you can see, I've got a gap here. I'm going to actually put a bit of wall there. And that should actually look okay. I've gone for a single track because, let me move that box out of the way. That's a road bridge, so my idea is I'm going to have a bit of road, going to curve around here, fence this off, that'll be for the railway. So I think that's my thoughts on that for the time being. But at the minute, as you can see, I've got a lot to do. I've still got some painting to do. I've got to glue all these together, I've got to seal them, get the walls finished, and hopefully by the time I've done all that, it'll start to look good. So hopefully next time you come back we'll have it done and we'll see what you think. So bye for now. So here we go guys, finally got it done. Took a little while to do, a lot of work gone into it, but I'm happy with what I've got so far. This is just the first stage, treat it as a base coat, still got a lot of detailing to do. Fundamentally I know there's still one or two bits that need touching up, there's one or two gaps that need sorting, but at the minute, to start with, I'm quite happy with it. I've got the concrete standing done, I've got the stonework on the edging of the concrete done. Currently we've just got a little mat wrap running around, good old class 26, just to give it a little leg stretch. But I'll take you round to the other end and we'll pan round and I'll show you the tunnel. There you go, there's a tunnel with the bridge on it. Now the tunnel mouth I had to make a little bit of an alteration to, and I'll see if I can show you guys what I've actually done to it. So before I show you, I want to show you this. Right, the actual tunnel mouth, I don't know if you can tell, is that brick paper. Now the stone walling is that brick paper. Now I don't know if you can actually see this, but you look at the difference in that tone in the brick. So I've actually done a lot of the tunnel mouth in the same paper like that, which matches up with a viaduct, and I've just used little elements of the original tunnel mouth brick paper. So we'll take you in and you can have a closer look. Right then, as you can see, I've took the single bridge as far as I can go for the time being. I filled the end up with a bit of cardboard, makes it look a bit more cosmetically pleasing. I've got a bit of stone wall in here, as you can see, just there. That'll go over the end. That'll finish it off when the time is right. I've still got the road surface to put down. Now, because the bridge is a funny shape, I made a little template. Don't know if we can focus, there you go. And what I'll use, when I've actually done the road, I'll use that template to cut the road out and we'll stick it on the top. And once that's done, I'll then put the capping stones on the top. But that is going to be the last job for that bridge. So, for now, I'm virtually there on the bottom. Got a lot of cosmetic things to do, still got the scenery to do. But I'm happy with what I've got so far. I'll just take you around to the rest of the layout. Right then, so I'll take you over to the base of the engine shed now. As you can see, I've just inlaid a little bit of card on the top. This actually makes a bit of a groove for the engine shed to sit in, and it also takes it up to the height of the sleepers. So cosmetically it'll look a little bit better. Now the reason I've done that, two reasons. One, the building will fit snug around it. Another thing is light bleed. So we'll put the building on and find the footprint like that. Because the card is actually a little bit higher, it should stop any light bleed coming in. So when I come to actually put my lighting in, it should look nice and it should look right. So we'll just take you behind the engine shed now. Now another thing I've actually done here is, as you can see, I've inlaid some card. I'm not sure quite why, but when the top level was made, it was obviously made a little bit smaller than the bottom level. So originally it's been extended out. Well, the plaster had its day that was on there, so I've chipped all that away, put a nice little base on it, so now I can build up a new level. So I think that's all I've done for now, guys. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Hope it might help one or two of you out. That's the whole point of these. If it helps just one person, I'll be happy. So we'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.